I don't believe in psychics. I don't believe in destiny, horoscopes, tarot cards, or any of that mystical garbage people waste their money on. I always thought it was all a scam, a way for liars to take advantage of desperate people who want to be told their lives have some kind of plan. But that was before I found the website. Before I realized there are things on the internet that don't fit into what we know. Things that crawl out of some place they don't belong. I wish I never typed my name. It started on one of those nights where sleep feels like a joke. It was early March, around 2:30 in the morning. My apartment was dead quiet, except for the faint hum of my computer. I was doing what I usually do when insomnia takes over, scrolling through forums, chasing random links, anything to keep my brain busy. That's when I came across a thread called Sites You Shouldn't Visit, But Will Anyway. It was the usual stuff at first. Links to supposed dark web markets, hoaxes, shock sites, all the urban legends people like to toss around. But one comment grabbed me. The username was just a mess of numbers, and the message was short. If you want to know what happens tomorrow, go here. www.futuristeco.net. No details, no warning, nothing else. I figured it was fake, but something about the way it was phrased stuck with me. I copied the link into a search engine first. Nothing. No hits. No cached pages. Not even mentions on sketchy forums, which was strange. Usually, even the fakest junk has some kind of footprint online. So I typed it in directly. The page loaded instantly. No fancy graphics, no logos, just a white background with a single black box in the middle. Above it, 3 words. Enter your full name. That was it. I hesitated, half convinced it was some phishing scam. But then I thought, what the hell? If it asked for credit cards, I'd just back out. So I typed in Daniel Carter. The box froze for a second. Then a spinning circle appeared. After maybe 5 seconds, the page cleared. One line of text appeared in plain black letters. Tomorrow, you will spill your coffee at 9:17 a.m. I stared at the screen, waiting for more. Nothing came. No ads, no subscription prompts. Just that sentence. I laughed out loud. That was the big scary site? Predicting clumsy coffee accidents? I shut the browser and went to bed. The next morning I had almost forgotten. I was groggy, late for work. I poured myself a mug of coffee and sat at my desk. At 9:17 exactly. Yeah, I checked the clock later. I reached for the mug, clipped it with my elbow, and dumped the whole thing across my keyboard. I froze. Coincidence, I told myself. Pure chance. Stuff like that happens. But I couldn't shake the hollow drop in my stomach. I tried not to think about it, but that night, curiosity won. I went back to the site and typed my name in again. Tomorrow, you will receive a phone call from an unknown number. You won't answer. The next day, at 3:42 in the afternoon, my phone lit up. Unknown caller. My hand hovered over the screen, but some instinct rooted me in place. I didn't pick up. That night, I checked again. Tomorrow, you will see a black dog watching you from across the street. Do not approach it. I laughed nervously, muttering to myself, sure I will. But the next evening, coming back from the store, I froze. Across the street, sitting completely still, was a black dog. Its eyes locked on me, unblinking, not moving, not barking, just watching. I hurried inside, my pulse slamming in my ears. That was the moment I knew it wasn't chance. The website knew. At first, the predictions were small, almost harmless. I spilled a drink. I overheard a stranger say the exact words the site had printed the night before. I found a coin on the sidewalk exactly as predicted. Harmless, but terrifying in what it meant. Then the predictions began to change. Tomorrow, you will hear knocking at your bedroom window. Do not open the curtains. My bedroom is on the second floor. No balcony, no ledge, nothing anyone could stand on. I tried to laugh it off, but I couldn't sleep. At 1:12 a.m., the sound began. 3 slow, deliberate taps on the glass. Tap, tap, tap. I lay there, frozen stiff, my eyes locked on the ceiling. It went on for maybe 2 minutes, then silence. I didn't dare move until morning. The next prediction. Tomorrow, you will find something in your mailbox. Burn it immediately. I checked the box before work. There was an envelope with no return address. Inside was a single typed line. Stop checking the website. I burned it in my kitchen sink, my hands trembling. After that, everything spiraled. I stopped eating properly. Stopped sleeping. My mind lived in 24-hour cycles, waiting for whatever came next. I stopped answering texts, stopped meeting friends, stopped doing anything except existing in the narrow lane the site laid out for me. One night, the message read, "Tomorrow, you will make a mistake." That was all. No details. I tiptoed through the day, terrified to move. When nothing happened, I almost relaxed. But that night, the next prediction came. Tomorrow, someone you trust will hurt you. I locked my doors. I ignored my mom's calls. I let a friend's knocks go unanswered. I didn't know who it meant, and I couldn't risk it. By the third week, I was a wreck. My apartment stank. My eyes burned from lack of sleep. But I couldn't stop. It was an addiction. And then came the message that ruined me. Tomorrow, you will die at 11:46 p.m. I stared at it, my hands numb. I refreshed the page over and over, praying for a different answer. It never changed. That was yesterday. Now it's today. I've been watching the clock all evening. It's 10:58 p.m. as I write this. My doors are locked. My phone is off. I've done everything I can to make it through the night. If I survive past 11:46, I'll know it's fake. But the fear won't leave. 11:07 p.m. The floor creaked in the hallway, though I'm alone. 11:15 p.m. I thought I saw movement outside my window, but I didn't look. I couldn't. 11:22 p.m. My chest feels tight. Every sound makes me jump. 11:38 p.m. There are footsteps. Slow, steady, coming down the hall. 11:44 p.m. They're outside my door now. My door is locked. I know it's locked. 11:45 p.m. The doorknob is turning. 11:46 p.m. The door opened. At first, there was nothing. Just the dark hallway yawning beyond. My heart hammered, waiting for something to step through. But no one came. Then I looked back at my desk. The website was still open. The page had changed. The new line of text read, "Tomorrow, you will write this down. You will tell others." I blinked. My mouth went dry. Slowly, mechanically, I typed exactly what you're reading now, word for word. I don't know why. My hands just moved, like the words weren't mine anymore. Now the page says, "Tomorrow, you will read this again. And so will someone else." It's 12:01 a.m. I made it through. I'm alive. But the predictions haven't stopped. The site isn't finished with me. And if you've read this far, if these words are in front of your eyes, then it isn't finished with you either.